If you have a program tonight, let it wait. If you have way to go, please cancel. If you are intending to be on the go, to be traveling, and make sure you don't forget to load some data on your phone. Be a live witness of an unbelievable money match. Not unbelievable because the preparation is hard, not because the players have not faced off before, but the fact that one of the most decorated Ugandan players ever is being head-started with +6 in a race to 21. Mansoor +6, Cesar Chandiga 0. They are racing to 21. It is $1,200 at stake. We are having a scoreboard on the top left of your screen. The scores on the right are for Mansoor, on the left are for Cesar. Mansoor currently has 6, and yet it is the first frame of the match. It is a head start, not that they are physical games. Live commentary, players' profiles are coming in the next 3 minutes. In the meantime, the venue is full to capacity. If you are planning to come and watch the game right at the venue, even for a pay, please stay home and watch online. You will not have anywhere to sit or stand. The venue is full to capacity. Otherwise, we are at Dice Lounge, Munyonyo, Kampala, and we are a walking distance away from Munyonyo Commonwealth Resort. The venue is hosting 70 heads of state from all over the world, and yes, and some of course have delegations, and they are attending the non-aligned movement meeting, and that's why there is too much security detail around the place, and that security detail which delayed Cesar inevitably from being at the venue on time. It is why we have started late, and apologies on my behalf and his behalf for that. In the meantime, if you're just joining the stream, yes, Mansoor is being head started with +6, and scores are so far 6-0. Mansoor is in the lead. Not 6 physical wins, 6 games with which he has been head started.
Come on, Cesar! Come on, John!
It is not the first time Cesar is head starting someone. Remember, not so long ago, around 3 months ago, he head started Ibrahim Kayanja with +7 in the same race to 21, and final score was 21-18. No, 21-17, which pretty much makes it around 21-10 actual scores. That was then at tickles and jiggles. In the meantime, the last time Mansoor first off played any money match, it was at this very venue. He defeated Hazard 16-14 in a full match, what you call a full match. The two players have faced off a number of times before. It is only once that I remember Mansoor having defeated Cesar in a midweek comp that was organized at Amigos. By the way, there is another one that was that didn't have a live stream. They both lost out in the semi-finals of the Bulaga weekly comp, and on that occasion it was Ibrahim Kayanja who defeated Cesar, while Ibrahim Sejemba defeated Mansoor, and the two faced off in the third place match, and then Mansoor won 5-4. Otherwise, all other times the two players have faced off have ended in victory for Cesar about 5 times, if I'm not mistaken. The biggest one of them being a money match like this one, but it was a full match, and Cesar won 21-9. Of course, he has been longing to be active on table, having money matches and tournaments. The tournaments are coming in, but not many enough. The money matches, of course, are not so many. Most of them he has had of recent have been against international players, against players from Tanzania, South Africa. He has had 5 money matches against Aiden Joseph. Of course, yes, some against Jerry. In fact, the last money match in which he participated, against Jerry. Yes, that miss by Mansoor is confirmation that Cesar tests first blood on Mansoor, scores 6 Mansoor, 1 Cesar.
Come on, Cesar!
Nicknamed the Champ, Mansoor also nicknamed Moto. The guy in his mid-20s, if I'm not mistaken, he's 24 years old. The last time I checked, he may either be 25 or 24, depending on which is his birthday. Born in the central district of Masaka in Uganda. Learnt the basics of playing pool at KV Pool Arena, KV Pool Club in Nyendo, Masaka, as a talented shooter with a lethal left hand. Moved to Kampala around 2013 as a very, very young man. Settled in the Katwe area of Uganda. But look at this guy, making stuff of dreams look so easy, leaving Mansoor rooted onto his chair as the noise of the Cesar fans starts to occupy the area. 6-2. And as the profile of Mansoor on goes, he first got signed up by CKI Pool Club in the Uganda Pool League around 2015. And by 2016, he was already one of the most exciting players in Uganda as a very young man, being nicknamed Moto, which means a young one. Qualified for the National Open Championship for the first time in 2017 as an 18-year-old, and then in 2018 he became the youngest player after Fahad Sawankambo to become Uganda's national champion. He followed up that title with a host of tournaments of the Pool Association of Uganda, including back-to-back Grand Open Championships, as well as the Kampala Open title, also back-to-back, as well as the King of the Table, and recently the end of year pool competition, making 7 titles of the Pool Association of Uganda. He is jointly with Sola Matovu and Turije Jonah now the most accomplished Ugandan in terms of number of Pool Association Uganda titles won. He has been seed number 1 of the country for 3 of the last 6 years, and he's the latest winner of a pool competition organized by the Pool Association of Uganda. Remember the end of the year comp when he defeated Lawrence Sengonge in a one-sided final, 9-1. Of course, Cesar's latest victory is the big one, is the National Open title. He won the championship, which was the last one by his opponent of the day, that is Wanika Mansoor. The tournament was not held for 5 consecutive years, having last been won by Mansoor, then gotten won by Cesar late last year. Cesar himself, a born of Moyo district in the West Nile region of Uganda, to a Madi father and a Langi mother based in Lira. Of course, he grew up with his mom in Lira, whom I know is probably watching. I first got a glimpse of her picture when Cesar pictured himself driving his mother in that car he won from winning the National Open Championship. Beautiful picture it was. And when he learned how to play the game of pool, that is from Lira, during holidays when he wasn't at school, also a footballer, he moved to Gulu district, where he was spotted having qualified for the first time for the National Open Pool Championships at a very young age, around 2017. Moved to Gulu in 2018, and by the start of lockdown before 2019, he had gotten signed up by Mansoor's team in Kampala, that is CKI Pool Club. And just mid-19, he had already gotten himself as an established player in Uganda, but never having won a major competition. He participated in the Temeseo Masters in 2019, at the time when Mansoor was at the peak of his powers. A tournament of the top 20 Ugandan players was organized in league format, by the way. They played against each other twice, 20 games, the top 20 Ugandans playing 40 games against each player for about 9 months. A very young Cesar Chandiga surprised everybody, including his own fans, by winning that tournament and winning it convincingly. Followed it up with a 16-man competition also organized, I would say illegally, during lockdown. Of course, now I'm talking of 2020, and when he won his comp, he was moved to Zambia by his then manager after moving to Ron's Pool Club in Jinja, the club owner, that is Hans Rugari, nowadays, who is, by the way, the director of marketing in the All Africa Pool Championship Association, as well as the vice president of Black Ball International, the world's governing body for the discipline of black ball, which they are playing. Moved him to Zambia to participate in the East and Southern Africa Pool Championships, where he shined. Of course, that victory over soldier Edward Kateta, those days pretty much the most skilled player in Zambia at the time, and also victory over Moses Mofia, prompted Sharks Pool Club to sign him for his services, and became the first Ugandan to play semi-professional pool outside of the Ugandan Pool League. He moved to Zambia in 2020 and stayed in the country up to the end of 2022. But boy, oh boy, the guy won 26 weekly competitions in Zambia. He ruled Zambia's pool tables as if they were his own during that stay in Zambia. He returned to the country in December 2022, and it was as if a continuation of his stay in Zambia being replicated in Uganda. I stopped counting at around 22 comps. Probably the Nile Special National Open Pool Championship. Of course, the biggest of them all was around the 23rd or 24th tournament he has won for the last 1.5 years when he has been in Uganda. Of course, he has moved out of the country, participated in a number of competitions as well, and has had one impressive win, which is the very latest comp. That is the Queen's Sports Club double elimination competition, which he won in Bulawayo just around 1 month ago after defeating good shooting Banika Mansoor. On that day, Cesar defeated South Africa's Ganda in the final. He has played a number of money matches before, and I would comfortably say he's Uganda's best ever battle player, because he has had victory after victory after victory, and I can tell you he has never ever lost a money match to any Ugandan at all. He has defeated them all, Mansoor twice before, Ibrahim Sejemba, Ibrahim Kayanja, Joseph Kasozi. Name them. And only Ibra has won more than 10 games in a money match against him. Only Ibra. The rest, the maximum number of games won has always been 9, including some very ashaming scores, especially that victory against Lubola Simon the Computer 21-2, Kasozi 21-9, Mansoor 21-9, Ibrahim Kayanja 21-7, of course excluding the head start, which makes it 21 around 15, as Mansoor sinks in his first of the match. Score is now 7-2, the real score, but the actual score is 2-1. This one will pretty much be one of the last events in which you will see Cesar active up to around mid this year. He will have this battle to prepare himself. He also participates in the weekend's comp that is coming up at Stickles and Giggles, the beginning of the year competition. 64 men already registered. I'm sharing the chats with you shortly. The draws have already been made. And yes, after that comp, he will fly to South Africa for a series of money matches, especially in Johannesburg and Cape Town. Like I said yesterday, if you are watching from South Africa, if you are a pool player, as long as you hold a South African passport, Cesar is ready for you. Please be ready for him as well, with your playing queue ready, with your money ready. The Scorpion is coming. The Scorpion, by the way, is his nickname. If you are seeing him for the first time, he was nicknamed by his fans as the Scorpion because they say he stings his opponents like the African scorpion. Meanwhile, Mansoor 7 with +6, Cesar 2 raised to 21. Live commentary will be resuming shortly. In an online poll that has been going on throughout the day on this very page, out of over 900 people who have predicted who would win this match with that head start, 179 of you predicted victory for Mansoor, 734 of you predicted victory for Cesar. And by the way the match is going so far, I'm starting to understand why the 734 of you thought so. Normally when a player is head started, they have their best chance when they have a very good start. Mansoor needs to win. He needs to perform in this first phase of the match. By the regulations of the match, they are being allowed a 5-minute timeout after every 10 games played. So far, 4 games have been played. This is the 5th in actual stuff. But the fact that Cesar leads 3-1, actually it is his 7-3 down, but actual score he leads 3-1, makes him, in my opinion, the player that has started with the upper hand. Don't take anything away from Mansoor. He's a very, very accomplished player. But for most of last year, he was playing nowhere near his best. Otherwise, of late, actually for the month of December, he was the player of the month. From all of these players, there were 2 comps organized and he won them both. The weekly comp organized at Laban's Arena in Namlanda, Entebbe Road. He won that one pretty convincingly. The final, he defeated Ibrahim Sejemba 7-2. And then the Pool Association of Uganda End of Year Championship, he defeated the Dog City by a decider in the first round. But for the rest of the tournament, it was, I would say, easy for him, including a one-sided final, 9-1 against Lawrence Sengonge, who in the quarterfinals had defeated Ibrahim Kayanja 7-0. Greetings to you, my friend Ibrahim Kayanja. That is the statement you don't like, but I don't have no choice but to say it. That is what you performed. What is Mansoor doing? Lovely. And he too is starting to lift up his fans. Of course he will need them. He himself and his fans have to know that Cesar is one player who has the potential to silence the opponent's fans. At times they even start to support him. Very good shooting. Mansoor He is here to mean business. This clearance is very testament. Mansoor 8, Cesar 3, actual score 3-2. The umpire of the match is Mr. Henry Joko, one of the most accomplished umpires of the Polo Association of Uganda. For the last 12 years, an active umpire and still counting. The sport is alive because it has people like him. Today, Cesar is opting to break by hitting the top ball. He's not equally effective from the last performances. He's always at his best when he hits the second ball on the break. This time the break is very effective and to a player of his level. I know you know what is about to come. It is now 6 reds, all of them in space, and the black in space, and it is Cesar. And by the performance Mansoor has put up, at least in the first 5 games, winning 2 of them, Cesar knows that he must be at his best to win this match. Sometimes he performs to his best when his opponent is performing to his best. That is the problem for Mansoor. First apple of the match, if I'm not mistaken, the first apple for Cesar, who now trails 4-8. Actual score 2-4. Special thanks to the management teams of both players. Mansoor's current manager, by the way, is Ivan Moite of Climax Bar in Machinde, also in Kampala, not a very long distance from where we are. While Cesar's management team is Team the Scorpion, pretty much a full team. Nowadays, the most active of all his management team is called Ramadan, a lawyer based both in Kampala and Gulu, and the others of the management team, Robert Onekalit, a doctor based in Elegu, Stephen Austin, based in Fort Portal. He does most of Cesar's online stuff. Another members of the management team who are nowadays not active, Stephen Ojara, and of course his former PRO, Brian Tumukunde, the guy you normally call top seed, the guy I like to call top fish. Also, I know probably Jim Kush from Nairobi always takes charge of Cesar's stuff when he is across the eastern border in Kenya. He's the one who staked for the two matches Cesar played in Nairobi, both against Aiden Joseph, both deciders, 21-20, both won by Cesar. Of course, someone is taking care now in South Africa of his international engagement coming up in South Africa. He's set to fly out of the country next week.
Come on, Cesar!
The venue for the match is Dice Lounge, Monyonyo, a suburb of Kampala. And it is full to capacity. It's a small place. The pool area is a big place, but the pool area is kind of small. If people are seated comfortably, around only 100 people can fit in. But now we are around 170, and they have paid to watch. The equivalent of around $6, of course in Uganda shillings. Mansoor showing flashes of his own brilliance. He's demonstrating that if Cesar is to win this match, he will not find it easy at all, because he is a guy in form. Has won the last two tournaments organized in Uganda. After not failing to win about 20 in a row, he came up with 2 straight wins. Nine Mansoor, 4 Cesar. Actual score is 3 Mansoor, 4 Cesar. Have a cup of coffee for yourself, because this one is a marathon. It is not a sprint. The match is still on, in my opinion, for the next 2.5 or 3 hours. You can have your coffee, maybe an energy drink. Ensure that you do not sleep off. It's coming to 8:30 local time. It's coming to 7:30 South African time. All over Southern Africa, Zambia, Zimbabwe, that's the time. Botswana, Namibia.
Come on, Cesar!
And it's starting to darken up in West Africa. These are the areas where these games are watched the most. So for most of you in East Africa, it will end almost before the time you normally sleep. That's why I would advise that take a coffee, have your popcorn, You need to watch this one right up to its very end. It's worth watching live all through. It is top class action. What a way Cesar is using to get himself ready for the tour of South Africa. Godwin and Daku, thank you for watching. Saying Mansoor is playing strong of late. Call Machar. You must be watching from South Sudan. Yes, Kevin Kahwa, my friend, must be in Fort Portal. Semi Chiangwa, thank you for watching. Bekani Pakade, watching from Johannesburg, South Africa. Yes, Ruben Mwali says Mansoor is a fighter. Wiseman Dlamini, thank you for watching. Sylvester Mthunzi, must be somewhere in Southern Africa. Pro French Mechanic seems to be supporting Cesar. Abel Kaninga, thank you for watching. Dennis Olanya, you're asking when I'm having my battle with William Soko. That's a foul. I will have it anytime William accepts. He is always playing hide and seek when I invite him, but one day I'll get him. Valeria Crush, thank you for watching. Ben Mohire, Doreen Katsidora supporting Caesarman. Isaac Maceton is X. As Cesar is playing with two shots most of the time, if not all of the time, the end result is the same. Yes, Mansoor 9, Cesar 5. Actual score, Mansoor 3, Cesar 5.
Come on,
It's 2 apples for Cesar, 1 apple for Mansoor. Mansoor to break. The break is pretty much the second most important shot after the shot on the black. It's a fair break. Red and yellow potted. 3 yellows potted and 1 red. Of course, we will go for the yellows, not only because 3 of them have been potted, but also because they are in space. Oops, he's going for the reds.
Yeah, mama.
Mansoor 10, Cesar 5. Actual score: Cesar 5, Mansoor 4, and 2 apples apiece. It is not a walk in the park for Cesar at all. Not at all. A dry break from Cesar. He has never played against Mansoor when Mansoor is in such good form. Never. This is one of the most difficult battles Cesar will ever have to play against a Ugandan. It is very good bravery to simply think of head starting this guy with 6. Executing it is even more brave. But if there is one player who can head start Mansoor with 6 and beat him, that player is Cesar.
Come on, Cesar! Cesar, man! This is the 10th
frame of the match. That means that after this game, should they be winning, these guys or any of them, to have a timeout, then it will be granted. If both don't want, it's okay. The match is going on, I will say, faster than yesterday's money match. Not because the players are so fast, but there are 4 apples, 2 from each out of 10 games played. By the way, tomorrow Kasozi Joseph versus Lekoma Hazard, same venue, but it will be a race to 15.
Come on! Cesar! We go, baby! Never. Yes, I say, come on! Come
on! Many a times when Cesar is playing, there is always a way. And when he looks stranded a bit like he is now, you know at times that something is about to happen.
Come on!
He has decided to go the simple way, of course trusting in his own potting ability.
Come on!
Loss of frame. Mansoor 11, Cesar 5. Actual score, Mansoor 5, Cesar 5. The umpire was asking the two players if they are willing to have a timeout. Mansoor said he is fine to proceed, and Cesar said he is fine to proceed too. Of course, it is advantage Mansoor because he's the player with the momentum. He is currently drawing with Cesar in terms of actual scores. So far, he wouldn't be trailing even if there was no head start. Once again, Mansoor 11, Cesar 5, rest to 21. This match is very important to both players in a way. For Cesar, of course, it's no longer a secret he's about to leave Uganda for about half a year. A very important confidence boost for him because he's going to have many matches against players better than Mansoor. So head starting Mansoor is perfect preparation for those matches. And yet for Mansoor, it's as if Cesar now is playing against the entire nation. I don't think the neutrals will want Cesar to win, especially the players. Defeating a player of Mansoor's level with a big head start, it would be a big statement of a difference between Cesar and the rest of the players if he were to win this match. And I know that should Mansoor win this match, when Cesar returns from South Africa, they could play again with a shortened head start. One rare thing with this game is that while we are seeing flashes of Cesar's brilliance, he is clearly not playing at his best. Clearly not playing at his best. That is very important for Mansoor, who plays a combination shot using the white ball to open up the pocket where Cesar had his yellow ball occupying. Another thing which I know, for all money matches, and I'm saying all money matches where I have seen Cesar play, and I don't remember any he has played without me in the vicinity. I have never seen a match where he doesn't get a sequence of games where the beast in him is unleashed and he wins several games in a row. That time normally comes, and even today I know that that time is coming. What is very important for Mansoor is that when that time comes, his lead is so insurmountable that it may be inconsequential if Cesar does it. Otherwise, I am seeing a big possibility of Cesar losing his first ever money match against a Ugandan today. He has that style, Mansoor, of bossing the table, taking a lot of time between shots, trying to be absolutely sure of what he's trying to do before he decides to do it. This one will be a very effective defensive shot. Very, very, very good. One of those times that fans clap for a defensive shot as though it is a pot of a black. Cesar equally responds with a good shot in his own. At least doesn't foul. But of course, in the kind of vein of form in which Mansoor is, you will fancy that he will see off this frame. White ball is frozen against the cushion. It is not always an obvious spot. He needs to choke the tip of his kiwi, which he has done. He needs to take time, aim properly, and he misses. That is very normal. When the white ball is frozen against the cushion, it is not an easy shot for any player. Never easy. Cesar is going for the corner pocket, the one closest to your screen on the left. And misses too. It is not business as usual for Cesar. Missing shots he normally doesn't miss, and Mansoor doing things he has of late not been doing consistently. Him against the black to increase his lead, and sinks it in. Mansoor 12, Cesar 5. Actual score, Mansoor is leading 7-5, even 6-5, even in terms of actual score. Mansoor is leading, and so far he is not needing the head start to lead.
We got this, bro. Come on, Cesar! Come on, Cesar! Thank you!
Mansoor 12, Cesar 6, actual score 6-6. When the black ball is spotted on the break, it is called a void break. And in that case, all other rules and regulations are put to bed. The same player breaks the same frame with one visit. Even if there was a ball potted or not, even if the white ball was potted or not, even if there was any ball which fell off the table, as long as black is potted on the break, it is a void break. It is not a foul. The same player breaks again with one visit. Mansoor breaks this time, hitting the second ball and does not pot.
Come on! We go, bro! Thank you, Cesar. Thank you, Cesar. Come on, Cesar. Come on, Cesar.
It's exactly 9 p.m. East African time, exactly 8 p.m. Southern African time, and 6 p.m. West African time. And I trust that it is time enough for us all to watch this match to completion. At times things get a bit slow, at times games get a bit technical, and it will always be the case, especially when Cesar goes for the game and fails to finish it off like it is the case in this game. Mansoor will always go technical. He's one of those most technical-minded players, not just here in Uganda, but on the entire African continent. He understands this technical game. At times it has really been his undoing. He started out as a fast-minded offensive game with a sweet left hand, but for the last 15 months or so, he has been in some kind of revolutionizing his game, which in my opinion has not worked out for him, because he has lost lots of games in that process. And yet every time he has come up with a win, which at times is unexpected, it has been offensive game he has been playing. It is the end of your championship for the Police Station of Uganda, and there is a beginning of your championship happening in just exactly less than 2 days, this Saturday and Sunday at Tickles and Jiggles in Chiwatuli. The shot by Cesar suggests that he wants to play a bank shot, play that yellow ball in the double in the corner pocket, closest to your screen on the right. Perfect. Mansoor 12, Cesar 7. Actual score: Mansoor 6, Cesar 7. And we are having the first time out of the match, which is being asked by Mansoor. It has come handy. Live streaming with live commentary will be resuming right at the start, exactly 4 minutes from now. For now, thank you for being a wonderful audience. We meet in 4 minutes in the second